most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Well, hi there, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
We're
Bob.
going to show you today how to fix anterior pelvic tilt. We're going to show you 4 critical exercises to do this. My last 2 patients, one happens to be my son, they're having trouble with this, and so they wanted some help. I wanted to keep it simple, so it's just going to be 4 exercises, but these are the ones you need to do because they're all involved.
Right.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com. Go to the giveaway section because this week we're giving away a Fit Live. We're going to show it to you in just a minute.
That's right.
You can also go to Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top page. Go to Twitter, Instagram, TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program. And we got Bob and Brad Clips. That's another channel.
That's another 60-seconder, right?
Or more. A
little more, but shorter.
Yeah,
not
shorter.
so much babble. And, of course, if you want more babble, go to the podcast. But we have people talking that they have good babble. Yeah, they're intelligent people.
All right. So what is anterior pelvic tilt? Real quickly, first, what happens is your pelvis, these are the ilium, they actually rotate forward like this. They rotate excessively forward. Brad's going to show it on, he's got a band around his waist.
So you can see.
Show normal, Brad, and then.
There's neutral and then.
That's posterior.
Posterior. And.
Posterior means back, anterior means forward.
That
excessive.
lumbar back is arching too far with an anterior.
So what happens is, Brad, if you want to remain standing just for a minute. Usually what happens is, especially if you sit a lot, what happens is your abdominals get a little weak. So weak abdominals, they're not holding up the pelvis the way they should. Tight hip flexors. Tight hip flexors will pull the pelvis down.
Yep. So that's, pulling that way when the knees they're kind of working opposite of each other. Yes.
And now we go to the back. We got a tight back. And we got weak glutes because you've been sitting a lot. So all these things are going on. Tight back, weak glutes, tight hip flexors, weak abdominals.
That's right.
So we got to correct all those things that are going on to get that back in place and to give you so you stop having problems.
But fear not, we have the solution. Bob has got the 4-program exercise program here. It's fun.
Brad, we promised we were going to show this. And
that's right. We're going to interrupt our program with.
Go ahead, Brad. Why don't you jump on?
Well, anyways, one thing this is the giveaway. We're going to give it away. One of the things that works really well for is if you have knee pain or hip pain they're tight or you need to get them moving, and walking and weight bearing hurts. In bed, you can do it like this. You just put your feet on there and you get those knees moving. There we go. And you can see the hips are going, the knees are going. And this works very well when you're seated in a chair as well. It doesn't work as well on this bed, but we've got it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can straighten all of it out.
It works on a bed?
Yeah. Well, I mean, on this is not really a bed.
Sure.
On a real bed, it just fits a lot better. But good. Yeah, so maybe
for a lot of people, they could use it under their desk.
Right.
And so it's not completely silent. There is a swish, swish sound, but lubrication can help that. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we said we have tight hip flexors. So one way to stretch those, Brad, do these actually, is off the edge of the bed. Now, I mean off the end of the bed if you want to do it that way.
Sure.
And what you're going to do is you're going to get to the edge of the bed, end of the bed, I should say, and I'm tight. I'm stretching this hip flexor right here, and I'm pulling this knee down, and I'm stretching this hip flexor. I'll go this way.
Yeah, it's a little easier to see. You know, if you had someone else around and they wanted to do this to really, obviously, you don't have to create pain, but if it's a comfortable stretch, that's an option. We do it with patients.
We show people doing it off the edge of the bed, too.
Yes, like that.
This.
Yep.
But you got to make sure you don't fall off. That's really
that's
not acceptable. All right, Brad, you want to show it in that chair?
Oh, yeah.
You can actually do it in a chair throughout the day.
What am I going to do, Bob?
Well, you're going to stretch hip flexors. Yeah, like that.
Yep.
There you go.
Let me get over here so we get a better camera view. Yeah, you need a chair that doesn't have an armrest.
Right.
You can, but it kind of gets in the way. So like this, I'm just going to let this go down and go back like this. You want to make sure you're up tall. That'll give a little better stretch on that hip flexor and work it back like this.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. I was going to say you can if you wanted to kneel and really get into it.
Right.
But you got to be pretty agile for that. Some people may not feel comfortable.
I'm going to show a real advanced one here, Brad. So
Oh.
you can actually go to the edge of a chair or a couch, and this takes a little bit, but you're going to put it up there on the couch
Yep,
or the chair or the bed.
yep.
And I usually need something to hold on to here, otherwise it would propel me forward.
Yeah, you could have a chair in front of you.
Yep. And this way you can even go like this if you really want to be
Yeah.
advanced. You're stretching the hip flexor, you're really stretching the quad,
Right.
which all the way, by the way, can also be tight on
Sure.
you, be pulling that
Yep.
pelvis down. So that's exercise number 1. You don't have to do all 3. Just pick the one you like.
Yep.
And now I'm going to show you, we want to strengthen the abdominal muscles, especially the rectus abdominis.
Sure. The one
So-
up and down the six-pack.
Right. So this is by Stuart McGill,
Yes.
expert on back pain. We had a podcast with him.
Yes.
He recommends putting your hand underneath your back just to give it a little support,
Yep.
and you keep your elbows up so they're not pushing down.
Sure.
So I'm a lie flat back. Now I like to do these. This is my way. I like to do this with the knees up because it takes the hip flexors off stretch.
Yep.
So they can help.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
all abdominals
Yep.
then.
Isolates.
Yep. So I actually curl up like this, and I actually do.
Kind of like the dead bug.
Yep. Like the dead bug almost.
Only half of one. So your hands here are above the belt line
Yep.
slightly. There you
Yep.
go. And,
And
you
I
can
do-
tell by the look on his
Yeah.
face, he's working pretty
I
good.
do it for about 10 seconds,
Mhm.
and I do 4 sets of 10.
Sure.
But you may not be able to do that to start off with. The other way to do it is just to bring the knees up like this
Mhm.
and curl up.
Yep.
And curl up. And you can count to 10 on those too if you want to, or you can do, sets.
And notice he's not curling his
Right.
head forward because
Bring it straight up.
we don't want to irritate your neck.
Right. So that's the strengthening the abdominals. That'll help pull that pelvis up. Now, let's say you have tight back muscles, and an easy stretch that's not hard on the back is the quadruped stretch. You got to probably put your knees apart a bit.
Mhm.
If you have them too close together, you can't get down as well.
Yes.
So if you put them apart a little bit more than shoulder width, probably, I'm going to lean forward like this, and I'm just going to stretch back like this.
Yep. So we're getting a nice stretch right there in that low back. Bob, I'm going to show you something I like to do, and I've done it with a lot of patients just to make it more comfortable. Is just put a pillow under there. Sometimes that just
Sure.
makes it better on your ankles.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
know,
it feels good.
oh yeah,
Brad, what a nice guy.
yeah. Well, I once in a while think of my patients.
All right, you can go right from this position then to strengthen the glutes. So I like to go down like this, and so I'm going to bend the knee, and I'm going to bring it up to the ceiling like this, and I can do repetitions such as this. Now, am I going straight up to the ceiling, Brad? I can't
Yeah, you're
tell.
doing quite well. He's talking about this leg. Is that foot? We're trying to keep a 90-degree angle here. It doesn't be exact, but pretty close, and that helps get the hamstring out of it and isolate the glute muscle.
Right, and I'm not working the back as much either this way.
Sure.
Because the back's kind of supported. But I'm doing mostly the glutes, and those glutes will help pull that pelvis down.
10 to 15 reps of that, Bob?
Sure.
Sure.
Do it till you get tired, and that's it. I don't want to make it real long because people won't do it then.
Right. Exactly, Bob.
So, and you may find out that maybe it's more the tight hip flexors. You're fine on the abdominals, or
Right.
focus on the area that pertains to you.
Exactly.
So
I think you got a down pat. I think people will be grateful.
remember, Brad and I can fix it about anything
Except for
a broken heart.
that's right. Oh,
But Brad's been lazy, and he just is not doing his part. I'm way ahead of him.
well,
at
what
this point.
chapter did you finish lately?
I did chapter 17 last time.
Out of 16.
Yeah, 16.
We're working on it though.
Thanks.